Hey now, this is what dreams are made of.
Your hosts, Sunny and Lola.
Hey guys, it's Lola, and today I have a super exciting makeover / transformation video. And so I'm going to be doing these once a week just because I don't want to do like 20 customs at once. Like 2 weeks of customs. I know some of you would be like, yeah, but I want to spread them out a little bit. And so I did a poll on Instagram. You will see some of those dolls in the coming weeks because I'm going to pre-film all of those. And they do take a little bit of time because sometimes the hair has to dry and everything, and you know, clothes or whatever I have to do to the doll. So today I have Hilary Duff. Hey now, this is what dreams are made of. She's not in horrible shape, but as you can see, she's got some marks on her face. And I don't know if it's like just dirt or what it might be, but she also needs like some serious TLC with her hair. The curls are still there. It's just a little bit frizzy. So I'm hoping maybe that I can just run a brush through it and get some of that curl back. And I'll have to take this out and restyle her hair. Her body is in decent shape, but this dress is not hers and it's kind of stinky. So we're going to do some hair treatment. We're going to do a full-on like body wash, and then she'll get a new outfit. So let's get started. Okay, so the first thing we're going to do is, because YouTube does not like doll nudity, I am actually going to put her in this robe. In 3, 2, 1. This dress is super duper dirty, and I don't know if this can be fixed back here. I'm thinking it might be able to, but it's super dirty and it's kind of messy looking, so that is going to go to the laundry bucket. And as I took her her dress off and I changed her into the towel, I happened to notice a couple of things. So this right here, she has like chew marks. I don't know if it's like a chew mark or some kid like took something like scissors or something to her, but her hands are messy. Her legs are like completely gross and sticky. And I also noticed when I was looking at her face here that she has some dirt up in here, right in her hairline there. So she's going to require a complete like head off transformation. And I do have a live body over here. So I did go ahead and take her head off her body. Her body is in really bad shape anyway. The neck peg like literally fell apart when I took her off. But right now I have her on the end of a toothbrush. And I know that sounds crazy, but in the long run, when you're doing their hair, if you've taken them off a body, it's much easier to have them on something so you can dip their hair without burning yourself. And so her hair definitely needs like a severe treatment. It's not super tangly, but it smells kind of bad. I don't know if you guys can see this, but there's some dirt like right in her hair there. But before I take care of her hair, I'm going to push this aside. And what I have is, I have Dawn dish soap, and then I also have a towel, and I use a variety of things to clean them. She'll have the magic eraser, and I'll just take it along her face. And so these are great just to get the stains and the scuffs and everything off. But I also have cool water here in this cup, so I'm going to push this back. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to take her and clean her face now. So her face is not super duper dirty, but I don't want to use any soap if I don't have to. So I'm going to just start with the magic eraser, and I'm just going to dip it in the cold water. And it doesn't really matter what temperature you're using as long as you're not using like really scalding hot. And I'm just going to go ahead and fast forward this and start cleaning her face. Okay, so I just noticed this once I kind of cleaned her up, and she's still got a few little spots, and I'll show you what I use to get to her little nose and like the crevices in her face here in just a minute. But look, oh, it's so sad. She has staining on her nose, and I thought maybe it was just like dirt. No, it's staining. So it's not super noticeable, but I'm definitely going to have to wait until we have some sunlight here to get that off her face. So kind of disappointing, but it's okay. It happens. And it happens a lot with thrift store dolls, but that's the fun of cleaning them up. Okay, so before I wash her hair, she does have a few little crevices. You can see some glitter there. What I'm going to do is I'm just going to take a Q-tip and run it along those little crevices because I don't want there to be any dirt left, but at the same time, the magic eraser doesn't really work as well. And you can see she's got lots of glitter on her face. So I imagine that dress, or she must have had a really glittery dress in her previous lifetime. And now I'm going to switch the camera angle and show you what I do to fix her hair. Okay, so normally I would do this at the kitchen sink, but you can do this in many different ways, especially if like you're sitting on the couch and you just want to work on a doll. The number one tip I have is to use plenty of towels. So even if you don't use them all, it's better to have at least 2 to 3. And these are kind of thick. They're just washcloths, but they're kind of thick, so I don't worry too much about getting water everywhere. But what I do is, first thing I do is I just do like a cold water rinse on their hair to get it wet, and then I wring it out because you don't want a lot of water. And if her hair wasn't dirty, I wouldn't be doing this. If the hair didn't have a smell to it, if it didn't look kind of dingy in a couple of spots, I wouldn't do this. But her original curls are still in, so I don't want to boil wash it. What I'm going to do is I just take Dawn dishwashing soap, and I do just a very minimal amount. Oh my gosh, you can see the hair on my hands here from her. But I just take a very minimal amount. You don't need a lot. And what this is going to do is it's going to take away the smell. It's going to get it clean. And it's less harmful for the hair than using like a conditioner. Everybody has a different method that works for them, but I don't like to use conditioner because I feel like it doesn't really do much for the hair other than take the tangles out. And so I'll show you the brush that I use for super duper tangly situations in another video. But you just want to work the soap in really, really well. Make sure to ask for someone's help or an adult's help if you're struggling with this. I have to do this at the sink usually, but it is a very messy process, and so you can see the mess already. The first thing I do is wipe my hands because I don't want a lot of soap everywhere, but the first thing that I do is I dip her hair in the water, and then it always helps to have another cup, and this is a little bit warmer, but you just want to make sure that you're rinsing all the soap out of her hair. Okay, so now that her hair is clean, what I'm going to do is you can see here, it's nice and clean, but there's still some spots where it's very, very like tangled. So I'm just going to work on untangling the tangles, but another trick that I use is I have a spray bottle always on hand, and that's because sometimes dolls have hair that dries really, really fast, and so it's a lot easier to detangle it, and you can see it like right in here, it's kind of dry, but it's a lot easier to detangle it if you have a little bit of water. So I'm going to go ahead and speed it up from here and work on detangling her hair. Okay, so another tip that I have for tangles is, and this is kind of just use at your own discretion, it's not something that you have to use, but I like to use this brush because it does make the hair shiny, and it also takes the tangles out a little bit quicker. So it makes my process just a little bit faster. But what I do is I take a section of hair, and so it helps sometimes as well. I'm not doing it for this one because these are not horrible tangles, to have a clip that you can clip some of the hair back. This is actually a dollar store brush, and it actually was found in the pet section. But what I do is I take the hair, and I always start at the ends. You don't want to just go because you're going to lose a lot of hair. And I don't know why I made that noise, but you can start kind of towards the end, in the middle, and you can see it does smooth it out more. So if you're going for more of a curled look, then you'll want to recurl it or not use this brush. But right away, that was one little section that with this would take me a long time. So if the doll's hair is just going to be kind of wavy, this is the brush that I prefer. I did have to re-wet her hair, but you can see it's tangle free now. And I like that it still has some of this wave. So what I'm going to do is, I'm flinging them everywhere. I'm going to use these, which are just cut up straws and bobby pins. And I'm going to use them to put a couple of curlers in her hair. So just to give her some soft waves. I don't want to give her too much like volume, like not super duper tight curls, but I just want to do enough to give her some really soft waves and bring some of that curl back. Okay, so I did some big curls in her hair just to give it some volume. I don't want to give it too much, but I just want to give it like enough with a little bit of a curl to it, if that makes sense. So while she is waiting for her hair to dry, I'm going to go ahead and stick her on her new body. I'm actually really surprised, but the neck proportion is actually pretty reasonable. Like, sometimes when you put the doll's head on there, it looks like they have a really like long neck or short neck. But I think this fit actually looks pretty good. So I'm going to go ahead and stick her to the back so that she can dry. Okay guys, so long story short, it's been about a week since I did this makeover. I'm going to show her to you here in just a minute. And so, don't want to show too much of her doll nudity, but here she is. And you can see back here, it's got these weird, I'd hoped it would like some tighter curls, but it just kind of like brushed out. So I'm gonna have to work on my technique, but I am okay with how it turned out because the outfit I've picked for her is perfect. And I also found out that unfortunately her bangs have been cut from what I can tell. So little disappointing, but I think, you know, with thrift store dolls, you have to find a way to work with it. So now I'm going to show you the outfit I picked out for her. Okay, I'm going to do this like glow up style. But here she is. Dun da da da. And I love the way that she turned out. So it's a little bit of my style mixed with a little bit of hers, mixed with a little bit of Live Doll clothes are the best fit for Live Doll bodies. And so this is the overall outfit. But I noticed she wears a lot of hats. And so I found this hat came from the Girl Power Fashionista. And then this outfit, I think, it kind of reminds me of Alice in Wonderland. And so I think it came from an Alice in Wonderland Live Doll. And then I think these shoes might have also gone with them. But her shoes are so cute. Oh my goodness, like I want a pair of these in my size, please. So I have her in this very like, it's almost a mix of modern and some retro, but I know she wears a lot of colored tops and like the puffy sleeves, and she keeps like, I put her on the stand and she's like, whoop, 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 whoop. Anyway, I'm really happy with how she turned out. This spring I will definitely be experimenting with the stain on her nose, and I want to experiment a little more with her hair, but for right now, the final result, it's not too frizzy, a little bit, but I'm happy with how it looks and how it turned out. I think it looks like her, and yeah, I'm really excited to put her on my shelf to use her in a story for my doll mini-me. Be like, oh my gosh, it's Hilary Duff! And yeah, so I'm really happy with that. But that is all I have for you. I'll see you in next week's custom video. If you like this video, give it a big thumbs up. Hit the subscribe button below or in the top right corner. Stay tuned for some other awesome videos. And in the comments below, tell me what kind of dolls you want to see in a future custom video. So do you want to see this is really cracking me up. Oh my gosh. Do you want to see Live Doll Customs? Do you want to see Bratz, Barbie? Leave me a comment below and let me know some things you want to see. So that's all I have for you. I'll see you in tomorrow's video. Oh wait, I've got to get her hand in the right place. Bye!